Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. I hope you're doing very well. I hope you've had a nice weekend. I know it's Tuesday, but hadn't had the time to actually sit down and film a video because I've been working and the weekend was pretty busy for me. So today I had a chance to sit down, film and just chat with you guys because today I am so excited the day has come. I am finally going to see my hero face in real life, in the flesh. So I'm actually going to see Jimmy Page today, who is the guitarist of Led Zeppelin. I've got a little Led Zeppelin 2 album cover just here that I got years ago somewhere. So yeah, he is actually going to be interviewing his girlfriend. She is a poet, and he's basically just going to be asking her questions about her book, etc. And I got a ticket for it. I'm so excited. I'm actually going to freak out because he is one of the only remaining guys who I needed to see. So I've seen Robert Plant before, I've seen John Paul Jones. Obviously we know John Bonham is no longer here, so that would be quite difficult. um, but today is my chance to tick all the boxes and see Jimmy. So I thought I would just kind of like do a makeup tutorial and also talk about my love for Led Zeppelin because it's been an ongoing relationship for about 16 years. I thought I would test out the other Rimmel palette. A couple of videos ago I mentioned in Boots they had this on sale because it was part of their Christmas line with 3 other palettes. This is the nude one. It's actually called Nude Edition. So I'm actually going to be using this today. I'm not going with a crazy look. Just because I just want something nice and simple, and I'm just gonna put on my normal makeup. There's nothing special that I've actually bought. I'm going to get stuff on Friday because I want to do like a Valentine's Day look and kind of a collection of new things that have come out. So today I'm just gonna go in with a couple of old products and just have a chat with you guys. So going over my trusty primer. So like I said, yes, I've actually been listening to Zeppelin since I was like 16, and I'm 32 now, so quick maths, that is actually 16 years. So essentially I didn't know much about them until when it was like my dad's birthday and he actually was given a box set by my sister, which was like a newly released DVD of a concert that they had done. So actually the first disc was them at the Royal Albert Hall, so that was that in like 1969. Just after I believe the first and second album had just come out. So this is the Rimmel Foundation. So yeah, I believe actually only the first album had just come out, and they were just kind of promoting that album. And basically, he was just kind of like, right, let's sit down, let's watch this DVD. Let me show you one of my favorite bands. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like me, a 16-year-old being into, like I don't know, and then kind of like early 2000, I was more kind of getting back into like the whole indie, like, or the kind of grunge are like, like Nirvana and stuff like that, all the stuff that my brother had listened to kind of in the 90s. So I was kind of picking up on that. And as soon as we started watching, like we watched the first disc, which was like I mentioned, at the Royal Albert Hall. As soon as it starts and I see Robert Plant come on stage, my face just lights up. It's like this guy just walks out, he's got this big hair, and you see these other guys on stage with him, and like I mentioned, I knew nothing about these guys at the time, and when I was watching it I just fell in love. And the first thing that Robert Plant says is like, "Good evening," which I was just like, oh, okay, this is quite interesting. And then they start off with "We're Gonna Groove," and I kind of was just sitting there, and when you find something for the first time in your life, and you're just sitting there, and you're like, "What is this? This is amazing!" So essentially, I just sat there with my dad watching the whole concert. It was truly one of the most insane moments of my life. It's like discovering new music and just listening to music has always been like, even when I was super young, no matter what I listened to, I just really kind of got into it. But when I heard them for the first time, I was just like, this is an awakening. This is just something amazing. So from then on, my obsession kind of grew a bit more, based to say the least. For anyone who knows me, they know I do not ever shut up about these guys. Like, they are one of the most important things in my life. Like, they are the most important band in my life. They have gotten me through a lot of shit, especially when I was in school. And like I mentioned, there were 2 discs on that DVD. And on the second disc was just like a little compilation of a lot of their other live gigs. So you've got stuff like, Madison Square Garden, and you've got Nebworth, and you've got Earl's Court, which is another big kind of pioneering moment for those guys. So essentially, I would just watch those DVDs every chance I got. And when I used to go to school, what I would do, like back in the day when you heard a song on the radio and you wanted to record it, so you would press play and record down on your tape deck, I actually would watch the DVD and then record it. So on my way to school, I was able to listen to the songs, and therefore I would like remember all the lyrics, and I would just like know everything from every song. Like, I knew when a drum beat was coming, I knew when anything was happening. I was just beyond obsessed. And to say the least, the obsession has not died down in 16 years. Like I mentioned before, I've seen Robert Plant in concert. I've seen him like 4 times. Yeah, I saw him, the first time ever I saw him was at the Forum in Kentish Town. That was insane. That was one of the last times I actually queued outside for a gig for like the whole day. When I was like back in the school days, I used to like queue up the whole day for gigs. Now I don't do that because getting to the front, I'm not that bothered anymore. But when I used to, so essentially, like I mentioned, the Robert Plant gig was one of the last ones I did. I was literally the first in the queue, and I queued from about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and was there the whole day, and it completely pissed down outside, and I got completely drenched, but I got to the front, I got to the barrier. That was one of the happiest moments of my life. And then on, I have seen him twice at the Royal Albert Hall, and then one time, the last time I saw him was at the O2 for Blues Festival, and that was amazing because I actually took my husband as well, because I was just like, please come and experience this with me. And I was a bit afraid because I was like, is he just gonna think I'm a crazy freak? But the whole time I was there, I was just sitting there just like, no matter how many times I've seen him, it just still feels so amazing every time I hear my favourite songs. And when he started playing Rain Song, I absolutely just bawled. I don't remember actually hearing him singing, because as soon as I heard that opening tune, I just lost my mind. I just sat there and I was just crying like in a little ball, just my head down, and I was just like, am I embarrassing myself? But I thought, you know what, I don't give a shit. This is my favourite song with my favourite singer of all time. I'm just gonna have to embrace it, and I let it embrace me too much. But it was honestly, every time I see him, it's fantastic. And I've seen John Paul, like I mentioned, I've actually seen him 4 times as well. So the first time was at Download 2010 with Them Crooked Vultures, and then I saw him again at Brixton for Them Crooked Vultures. Then I saw him with C6 Steve at at Hammersmith. That was amazing. And the last time I saw him was at the 100 Club. He did like a little evening with a couple of other musicians, and honestly, it wasn't very good. I was just sitting there with standing there with my husband the whole time, just going, this is like a free form jazz performance. Like, if you've seen Spinal Tap, you know what I'm talking about. But it was just like kind of, it sounded like they were making it up as they went along. They probably weren't, but the fact that I was just in the presence of one of my heroes just made me really happy. So quickly, I'm just gonna go into this palette. So I'm just gonna go with a couple of the nude shades. So I'm gonna go in with like one of the lighter mattes, going with a shimmer, and maybe do something darker in the corner while I have a chat. So yeah, I don't even know what else to say about them apart from just how much they mean to me. Like I mentioned, every time I like talk to people, I'm kind of like, oh, do you know about Led Zeppelin? I kind of sound like, when you have religious people kind of going, have you heard of Jesus? Have you heard of this person? That's me. I'm kind of like, do you know of Led Zeppelin? Do you know of their amazing tunes? Kind of like, people will probably think that, you know, I'm a broken record, but honestly, like, I don't care. They are the greatest rock band that ever lived. And I did not get an opportunity to go to the O2 gig just because at that time I was in college and I was making no money. The tickets were like £175. I know a lot of the money went to the charity for their record label, the guy who like you know, accepted them, etc. But I could not afford 100 and like maybe 200 quid. And the fact that if I even attempted to get a ticket, probably would not have worked, because apparently it's like the most requested gig, like tickets wise, in the history, and I'm not surprised. They're so amazing. But yeah, there was just no way that I probably would have got a ticket. I know I probably say that, and I do obviously regret not trying to get a ticket, but you know what, like, I got to see it in the cinema. They showed it for one day in the cinema, and I actually went to both screenings. Like literally one after another. I was just like, look, this is a day that I need to just you know, spend time with my boys, and I did. And both times I did cry, because why the hell not? Because again, like I mentioned, every time I hear like one of their songs live, I just start to freak out, because look, I'm never, you know, obviously I wasn't born in the 70s. That was when they were at their best, and the only thing that I have now is their albums, and essentially just their legacy basically. And I will be passing that down to my children like my dad has, and just kind of embracing, like, you know, rock and roll history, because they, you know, there's some bands just don't die. Like, there's so many bands who are still around from that era, like the Who and Queen. And I've mentioned this before in my videos, where, you know, some member dies, I like to feel that sometimes it's better just to like just carry, you know, just call it a day. But again, I'm not there making, you know, millions of dollars and pounds just by doing what I love. One day I will, maybe. But again, I just, yeah, there's nothing, I don't know what else I can say about how much I love them, to be honest. They are just the best, basically. I have been to a tribute band kind of night for them. They played, I think, yeah, they're called like Boot Led Zeppelin, and they basically were celebrating their Earl's Court night. So I went to see, I took my husband to see it as well. And essentially they were just playing they were just playing the gig, and it was amazing. And I actually got to see them kind of perform some of my favourite songs that I never actually knew that Zeppelin had ever played, like Tangerine. I never knew Zeppelin ever played Tangerine live. That's because I've never seen the whole concert or Earl's Court live. I think it is on YouTube, but I have not had a chance to watch it because it's such a weird quality. Like, obviously no one's gonna have like perfect quality of something that was filmed in like 75 basically. But I'm hoping one day that they will release that the Nebworth concert on DVD, just because it is one of their most kind of iconic gigs. I'm messing up my eyes, oh my god. I'm just kind of gonna go with it. I'm like a complete fool, but that's fine, because I'm still, oh my god, I'm ruining my eyes. What is wrong with me? I'm just gonna go over that because I have truly messed that up. Oh my god, this is what happens when I don't bring my mirror downstairs. And I know I'm supposed to remember to bring everything, but I am a fool of a toque. Right, I'm gonna fix that when I actually can see what is happening. Where's my brush gone? Sorry guys. I'm a mess. I'm too nervous about later, but I'm just gonna brush this up a little bit. But yeah, if you are a fan of Led Zeppelin, please tell me like what your favorite song is, what your favorite album is, how you kind of got into them. I'd say honestly, like my favorite album is Houses of the Holy, and my favorite song is the Rain song, like I mentioned. But that doesn't mean any other song or album is not as great, because that's just not true. Because I think about it all the time, and there's not really a song that I dislike by them. I know that's kind of like, oh, super fangirl, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, like I could honestly listen to any of their songs, any of their albums, and just absolutely love it. If there's days when I'm like, I'm not having a good day, I would just sit wherever I am. I would just sit down and listen to them, no matter what song it is, no matter what album. I'm on it. I listen to it because they are truly the ones that make everything better, and that's true. I'm not discouraging as in people, I'm just talking about music. And if someone who like me is like, you know, a complete obsession of any type of band, it doesn't matter what band it is, if they speak to you like nothing else does, embrace it, because there's so much shit happening in the world today that we need music, we need good stuff to like get us through the day. You know, I try and be philosophical in all of my videos. I'm not trying to be, but honestly, like music is the best. It really is. And yeah, people might have opinions when it comes to certain bands, whatever. That's just normal. That's okay. But we're human. You know, we listen to whatever we want. Anyway, I am rambling on. So yeah, I've completely messed that up. I'm really sorry. I'm just gonna go with it. I did have an eyeliner. There's no point. I might just leave that eyeliner and just carry on. Gonna go in with a mascara. I'm going in with Tarte that I got in a little gift set. But yeah, I'm so excited about tonight. I don't know what to expect. I don't know if I'll be able to get a picture with them or anything. I'm just gonna rock up and I'm gonna queue up because it opens at 7. It's for 2 hours. And yeah, I'm just excited to just see him. I think I'm kind of like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. And I'm just try and find ways to like calm myself down. Like I actually met John Paul Jones at a bass convention. Oh god, this must have been about 7-8 years ago, in Earl's Court. So there was a convention. Oh, okay, just messed up my lower lash line, that's fine. I met him at a bass convention at Earl's Court, and essentially I went there just to meet him. So I paid £20 to get in. I got like a little goodie bag, which was quite cute. And then essentially I met him, got my photo, I got him to sign 2 albums for me. That was just amazing. And then yeah, I kind of had a bit of a cry, and then I left, and that was again one of the most amazing moments of my life, and that's something that I will cherish forever. So to end it off, I'm going to use Jeffree Star Celebrity Skin just on the lips. Like I mentioned today, just going to go for something quite nudie, nothing too crazy. Okay. So like I mentioned, Friday is Valentine's Day. I'm not big on the whole day, but I am going to be making a video testing out some new products. There's I Heart Revolution palettes that I want to try, so I'll be getting those and I will be doing a video, so please look out for that. But yeah, this is my finished look. I know I look actually terrible, and I apologize, because that's what happens when I'm trying to do so many things at once. I will get rid of that when it dries, because if I try and take it off now, I will look even worse. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. If you have managed to stay to the end, I promise I will make another look much better in a couple of days. But I hope you've enjoyed my ramblings. Yeah, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video. My socials are always linked, not linked, but like written in my description if you want to follow me on like Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and I will hopefully see you very soon. Thank you guys, bye.